What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the dawn of DC, the year-long initiative introducing brand new titles across DC Comics. This is going to be Adventures of Superman, Jon Kent, issue number 1, with writer Tom Taylor, artist Clayton Henry. The colorist is Jordie Bellaire. We are jumping into the next chapter of Jonathan Kent. The son of Superman has been through a lot lately. From his father leaving and fighting in Warworld to the events of Dark Crisis, Jon has truly had to step up and be the Superman of Earth. But now that his father has returned, now that Dark Crisis has come to its end, this is the next chapter for the Super Son. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with this issue, we are picking up somewhere in the multiverse. A voice calling out to Kal El, asking Superman if he can hear him. And of course, Superman can. This voice letting Superman know that he is coming, that you have your opportunity to run away now. But no Kal El would ever run away. This is where we see Ultraman, descending from the sky like a speeding bullet. He comes down on Kal El and smashes him in, with Ultraman holding Superman in his hand, telling him to say his last word. There is a faint whisper, the name Lois, and Ultraman knew that this would be his last word, because it is always the last word of a Kal El. And then Ultraman, he incinerates Superman, burning him down to nothing but ash. Superman has fallen, and now he moves on to the next one. That is what takes us to Earth Zero. Jonathan walking through the city of Metropolis, and nobody recognizes him. He now has his secret identity back, and he could not be more happy to walk around Metropolis and nobody notice him. It is a huge relief. His boyfriend Jay, on the other hand, that's a different situation, because while Jonathan may now have a secret identity, Jay's identity is out there for the world to see. There is not a single person alive that doesn't know who he is. But while they have this little stroll, they see something up in the sky. At first it appears to be a shooting star, but Jonathan knows that this is something else. With Supergirl, Superboy, and Superman all off-world, Jonathan suits up and he heads into the sky, getting in contact with Oracle, telling her to call in the Titans, because right now, the sky is falling. This is where we see in the upper atmosphere, Jonathan has gone up there and he is witnessing the fall of satellites all across the sky. Oracle just now getting an alert from Lord Industries. Their entire near-Earth communication system has been hacked. You're talking about over 1,000 satellites that are now falling down to Earth, having about 5 minutes before they all crash down and hurt somebody. Someone has weaponized the sky. Jonathan, not wasting a single moment, he goes from satellite to satellite, taking them out before they can make their way down to Earth. The Titans cover North and South America. Jonathan heads over for Africa. He is able to see more dropping across Europe and Asia. More than that, he can see the people on the ground. All the people who need Superman to save them. All the people that he is about to fail. And that is when something happens. It's almost as if the world has stopped, and then there is a change inside of him. Something that he has felt building up before. He has felt this power before. As blue electricity starts to surround him, it fills up his eyes. He doesn't know what happens next, but he is not afraid. And that is when he hears a voice calling out to him, asking if Jon can hear him. And Jon says that he can hear this voice, but he's not sure how. The voice saying that it doesn't matter, just know that he is coming for you. This is when Oracle gets in communication and lets him know that satellites are falling all over Asia, but then they are randomly disappearing. Something is taking them out, and it's vaporizing the debris before it reaches the ground, but it is moving too fast for even Oracle to track. That power fading away from Jon. He is done in Africa, and now he is headed over to Europe. Oracle telling him that all of Australia, it is now clear. The threat to the Middle East is over, and now satellites are disappearing over Eastern Europe. So whatever else is out there helping stop these satellites, they are about to be on a collision course. Not sure what this is or who it might be. As he makes his way through the skies, that's when he runs into Superman. That's when he runs into Val-Zod, telling Jon that he knows he had it, but he was already here, so he figured he would give a lending hand. Making his introduction, telling Jonathan that his name is Val-Zod. Zod is a name that Jonathan's not really a huge fan of. But the two of them, they take off into the sky, as Val-Zod thanks Jonathan for having this conversation, thanking him for not just jumping to conclusions and lashing out. But Jon says, you know, since you did come and you helped me out, you saved a bunch of people, the very least I can do is hear what you have to say. But what he has to say is going to be difficult to hear, and more difficult to believe. But there is somebody on this earth that can vouch for Val-Zod. That is what takes us to the Kent farm. Val-Zod and Red Tornado along with Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane. Mr. Terrific being the one that can vouch for them. As Lois asks somebody to explain what's happening, Mr. Terrific goes to explain that this is Val-Zod and Red Tornado. They were friends of his when he had visited another Earth, as seen in the pages of Earth 2 World's End, and Earth 2 Society. Inviting them inside, they sit down and they begin to have a conversation. Val-Zod is letting it be known that Superman is in danger. And not just this Superman. Kal Els across the multiverse are being murdered by a twisted Kryptonian by the name of Ultraman. And of course, Jonathan knows this name. Ultraman is the one that kept him trapped, kept him prisoner, stole years of his childhood. But what they want from Jonathan is for him to come with them. Red Tornado and Val-Zod believe that together, they may be able to stop Ultraman. Because Ultraman has a device specifically tuned to Kal Els. It weakens them at the very molecular level. Eventually, he will come to this Earth, and he will kill Kal El. But Val-Zod has also been watching them, waiting for the opportunity to come and talk to Jonathan. Because if Kal El were here, there is no way that he would allow his son to go in his place. And if he did this, Kal El would die. A Kal El has joined them before, and they lost him. When a Kal El falls, they have seen that it is not long until the world also falls. This is where Red Tornado says that she has witnessed this herself. She wasn't always Red Tornado. She lost her life. She lost her Kal El. She lost her Clark. This Red Tornado is Lois Lane. And now she is asking the help of Jonathan. 1,000 champions of 1,000 Earths are in danger. 1,000 Clark Kents, including their own, will die. Knowing what they know about Ultraman, knowing what he did to them, they know that this is a tough ask. But if so much weren't on the line, they would never ask. But right now, they need him to step into the multiverse and face his greatest monster. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. With this being an issue number 1, I was really hoping that it had more pages to it. I was hoping that we'd get maybe 33, 35 pages from this issue number 1, really diving us into this story. But that's really just a small complaint. That's not even a big deal for me. At the end of the day, this story is really starting to really grow on me. The idea of Jonathan going against his ultimate nemesis, going against Ultraman, the one that imprisoned him, the one that stole years of his childhood not only from him, but also from his parents. But I think this is a very important story to tell. Now, I know a lot of people aren't happy with the fact that Jonathan was aged up, and I know in the past I have theorized that maybe this is an event that will age him down, but I think Tom Taylor has pretty much solidified the fact that Jonathan is going to stay this age. And if you're gonna keep Jonathan this age, you have to face him against his greatest fear. He will never become the Superman that he needs to be without confronting Ultraman. This is an absolute necessity for him to become the man that he will one day. And ever since this series was announced, I have been very excited. An Ultraman versus Jonathan Kent. Jonathan Kent with a new, unique ability that we have yet to fully explore. But this is something that has been building up in him for a while. If we go back like 2 years into comics, Batman even tells us that there is the potential for Jonathan to be so much stronger than his father. And I think that we are finally starting to see that really reach its fruition. But again, this was just an introduction, getting us into the multiverse as we get ready to jump from Earth to Earth. More than likely, we are gonna see Kal Els come and go. We are gonna see Kal Els rise and fall. But more than anything, we are gonna see Jonathan truly rise up and become the Superman that we all know he can be. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has happened with Superman Jonathan Kent, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.